Okay, we're here with Scott from Family Reptiles, and he's got Prada, who is an albino American alligator. Scott, tell us everything you want to about Prada.
Man, Prada is a very special girl. You know, albinos are very rare. They haven't been out a long time, and something. Oh, she's ready to go cruising now.
Apparently.
But something unique about albinos, first of all, they can't survive in the wild. People ask me all the time, you know, why don't we see them in the wild, or did you get her from the wild? Well, they're missing that dark pigment that provides the protection from the sun. So pretty much if Prada here lays in the sun, she's going to get a really bad sunburn and she's going to die from sun poisoning.
Wow.
So she has to be kept indoors or underneath a lot of shade.
So it's not even a predator thing, the UV will kill her.
Yeah, the sun, you know, and she's a reptile, she's cold-blooded, so she needs heat to digest her food, but she can't lay in the sun. You know, double-edged sword there. Plus, yeah, she's missing her camo, so kind of hard to hide from predators when you're a giant white alligator, you know, in a green forest. So, right now, there's probably about less than 100 white albino alligators in existence.
Okay.
There's a few breeders here in Florida that have had some successful breeding programs. They were first found in Louisiana, up in the swamps where they were harvesting alligator eggs, and every year they would find just a couple white alligators.
Wow.
So it turns out that we had some parents that were het for albino in the wild that were carrying the albino gene. Well, when our hurricane went through Louisiana, it displaced a lot of those albino het alligators, and we weren't getting them out of the wild anymore. So we're lucky that we have some good breeding programs here in Florida that enable us to be able to keep this species out here on the market and keep it alive. So they're very awesome to look at. People love the white. The kids have been really popular with them. It's just something that's different. Now, there is a leucistic albino alligator. It's not really albino as much as it is a leucistic. And the leucistic is it's white with blue eyes. Now, there's less than 20 of those in existence right now, and they're mostly held in a private breeder's hands. But we see a little bit more of the albinos and a lot less of the leucistics. So we're happy to be here at the Repticon show with Prada. We always enjoy bringing her to Repticon and letting the guests see her and get some education. And that's what we want for our guests here at Repticon. We want them educated. We don't want them to be fearful, but we also want education with the kids because we want them to know that when they go in the wild, we don't want them feeding wild alligators. We want them involved with species of reptiles here that are captive hatch, captive born, and not have that fear of those reptiles.
Awesome. Now, do you know how far back they first discovered those ones in the wild? Like,
I believe it was the early '80s that they were discovered. I may be a little off on that date, but
that's cool. They can like kind of trace it back, though. Yeah, because I was going to ask you that same question. You know, exactly what the lineage was on these albinos. I would think it'd be really rare, but apparently not so much that we couldn't actually get a strain of them out of the wild. So that's great.
You know, and 20 years ago, there really wasn't a market for albino alligators. Oh, it was just a white alligator.
Right.
And remember that even still today, alligator farms don't care about colors. Alligator farms harvest them for their skin, for their meat. And to them, an alligator is an alligator. It's probably only been here in the last 10 years that, you know, the different colors, and you're starting to see different colors of alligators come out. Just like we are in the ball python industry. We started with normals and albinos, and now we have hundreds of different genetic morphs. Those genetic morphs exist in the alligator world. It's just going to take us a little time to go find them. And for our Florida Repticon people, we know that these take special licenses to own and breed and have. So, you know, there's a lot less people in the industry messing with alligators just because of the amount of requirements that are here in Florida.
Yeah, so maybe someday in 50 years we'll see an alligator park with like all kinds of crazy stuff.
Oh man, it'd be awesome if we had you know, all different types. I would love to see that. Very intrigued in that.
Let me get a close up here. All right, she's awesome. Thanks, Scott.
Thank you guys. Have a great weekend.